Good morning students, I am Shomajit sir. Today I am here to deliver my lecture on topic how to write a chemical formula. Okay, so writing of chemical formula, I will discuss how to write a chemical formula. This is from the chapter Atoms and Molecules. So without any delay, let's start with the topic how to write a chemical formula from the chapter Atoms and Molecules. So let's start. So let's start with the topic writing of chemical formula. So first definition, the chemical formula of a compound is a symbolic representation of its composition. Okay, so any formula, any chemical formula that is for a compound is a symbolic representation of its composition. So what are the features? You can see first one is it can be written easily. What are the features of writing chemical formula, or the features of chemical formula is it can be written easily. The combining power or the capacity of an element is known as its valency. Okay, so the combining power or capacity of an element is known as its valency. Valency can be used to find out how the atoms of an element will combine to form a chemical compound. Okay, valency can be used to find out how the atoms of an element will combine to form a chemical compound. Now a little bit more about valency I'll explain. So the valency of an atom can be thought of an hands of that atom. Okay, so the valency of an atom can be thought as the hands of that atom. So human beings have 2 arms and an octopus has 8. Okay, so if an octopus has to catch hold of few people in such a manner that all the 8 arms of the octopus and both the arm of humans are locked, so how many human do you think the octopus can hold? So represent the octopus with O and human with H. So can we write the formula for this combination? Do we get OH4 as the formula? The subscript 4 indicates the number of humans held by octopus. So this is one example given for octopus and human. So one I have taken octopus is represented with O and human is represented with H. So the formula will be OH4. Next, how to write a chemical formula. Okay, the valency or charges of an atom must of an ion. Okay, so again I repeat, the valencies or charges on the ion must balance. Next is when a compound consists of a metal and a non-metal, the names or symbols of metal is written first. For example, calcium oxide, that is CaO, sodium chloride, that is NaCl. Okay, for example is calcium oxide, that is CaO, and sodium chloride is NaCl. Next is in compounds formed with polyatomic. Okay, so in compounds formed with polyatomic ions, the ions is enclosed in brackets before writing the number to indicate the ratio. Okay, so in case the number of polyatomic ion is 1, the bracket is not required. For example, NaOH, it's not required, bracket is not required. Okay, since it is 1. So you can see the first example, rule 1, cross multiply the valencies of an element to form the formula of the respective compound. You can see the first one is given symbol and charge. So symbol is given, first one, see, magnesium and chlorine, and the charge for magnesium is 2 plus, because we know Mg2 plus, and chloride is Cl minus, again that is 1 minus. So the formula will be MgCl2, the cross multiplication will occur. Okay, so Mg, actually it's Mg1Cl2, but we don't write 1, we write only MgCl2. Next you can see HCl, H is given, Cl is there, both are 1 1, that's why we are writing HCl. Next we have H2S will derive H2S, hydrogen sulfide. Okay, so hydrogen is 2, you can see hydrogen below written 1 and sulfur is 2, so cross multiplication will results in H2S. Next is aluminum oxide. How to write? We know that aluminum valency is 3 and oxygen valency is -2, so we write cross multiplication Al2O3. So in the above formula, rule 1 follows cross multiply the valencies of an element to form the formula of the respective compound. So you have studied 4 examples: MgCl2, that is magnesium chloride; HCl, that is hydrogen chloride; Next is H2S, that is hydrogen sulfide, and aluminum oxide, that is Al2O3. Next, rule 2, you can see, if a compound consists of both metallic as well as non-metallic elements, then the name of symbols of metal is considered first. Okay, if one is metallic, another is non-metallic, you can see symbol MgCl. Mg is +2, that is magnesium valence is 2 and Cl is 1. So you can see where magnesium is a metal and chlorine is a non-metal, that's why magnesium is written at first. Okay, because if a compound consists of both metallic and non-metallic element, then the name or symbols of a metal is considered first. So we know here magnesium is a metal and chlorine is a non-metal, that's why we are writing MgCl2. We are not writing Cl2Mg. Okay, because magnesium is a metal, we have to write first metal. Then rule 3, you can see, in case compounds are formed from polyatomic ions, then the ions is enclosed in bracket before writing the number to indicate the ratio. Okay, so but in case but in the case the number of polyatomic ion is 1, then there is no need to write a bracket. So one example you can see here, NaNO3, sodium nitrate. Okay, symbol is, you can see sodium is Na, its valency is 1, and nitrate is NO3, and valency is this radical, this is -1. Okay, 1 and then ion is given, negative radical is there, so it is NaNO3. So you can see, since the number of polyatomic ion is 1, therefore no bracket is required. Okay, so next one you can see calcium hydroxide. How we have to write, we'll see. Calcium valency is 2, that is a cation, and oxide, that is -1. Okay, valence is -1 and calcium valence is 2, so we'll write cross multiplication, we'll write CaOH whole 2. Okay, so the formula for calcium oxide or calcium hydroxide, not calcium oxide, so the formula of calcium hydroxide is CaOH whole 2. The bracket around OH with superscript 2 implies the presence of 2 hydroxyl group joined with 1 calcium atom. Okay, so there is 2 OH group and 1 calcium atom. Next you can see the molecular formula of some common element. You can see hydrogen formula is H2, nitrogen formula is N2, oxygen formula is O2, chlorine formula is Cl2, bromine formula is Br2, iodine formula is I2, phosphorus formula is P4, sulfur formula is S8. So you have to write this formula in your copy and you have to memorize it. So here you can see formula of some molecular compound. So 3 columns are given, one is name, then formula and element represent. Like water, formula of water is H2O, so it represents hydrogen and oxygen. Carbon dioxide, formula is CO2, it represents carbon and oxygen. Sulfur dioxide is SO2, it represents S and O. Ammonia is NH3, it represents N and H. Next is methane, that is CH4, that means presence of C and hydrogen, carbon and hydrogen. Ethanol or alcohols, formula is C2H5OH, so it includes carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen chloride, it includes formula is HCl and it includes hydrogen and chlorine. Next, carbon tetrachloride or tetrachloromethane, that is CCl4, so it includes carbon and chlorine. Next is hydrogen sulfide, that is H2S, so it includes hydrogen and sulfur. Carbon disulfide, that is CS2, so it includes carbon and sulfur. So student, these are the homework question. First one is define chemical formula. Second, write the rules for writing chemical formula. Third is define valency. So in this video lecture, I have discussed about how to write the chemical formula. These valencies and certain symbols are given. Thank you student. This was all of the entire video lecture. We have discussed about the topic how to write a chemical formula. So this was from the chapter Atoms and Molecules. So stay at home, stay safe. I am Shomjit sir signing off for today, and again we'll meet in the next class. Thank you students.